Tell me if I get any of this lip still on my bottom chin. I always, people with big ass lips, y'all know that whenever we put lip still, it always goes on the bottom chin. That's why when you're out eating with your date, you don't wear like lipstick, because you'll have it all over your chin. And it's like they're too kind to say anything. Like, why the say? That's like the #1 rule of life. Or when you have lipstick on your teeth, boogers coming out, flakes, you gotta say shit. Like, what? Testing, 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 testing. Welcome to Beautiful Love channel. I thought I would hop on here today because something's been pressuring my heart and soul. Okay? And it's not constipation or allergies. Something's really been on my heart and soul, tugging. So I thought I would come on here today and talk about it, all right? So, this video is how to happy, okay? I don't want to put how to be happy because be is in the future tense. This is how to happy, okay? This is present tense. All right, let's get into it. So we have 7 points that we are going to get into that are very near and dear to my heart. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing the video on this gorgeous, beautiful summer day. Well, it's summer over here. It's 20 plus on the West Coast. So 7 points, how to happy. So, first rule on how to happy. Also, the links will be down below on the different 7 keys, because I know different points resonate with different folks. Other folks have already mastered certain keys, so this is just the gist of it, okay? 7 keys. So the first key to how to happy is acceptance with a capital A, okay? Oh yeah, and don't mind my ghetto mic. I'm honestly gonna buy a new one. All the clips broke because I'm such a hyper ass person, so I'm always in a rush, and I busted the whatever, so I'm gonna get a mic next week. But anyways, acceptance. Okay, whenever we go through the hardest times in life, you guys, whether it's we just lost a job, our cat just died, we just got out of a really brutal relationship that changed our whole entire life, like a romantic relationship, a breakup with a friend, you know, maybe fighting with your family members, financial loss, bankruptcy, your vehicle just broke down and there's $3,300 in damage. Perhaps all of this put together, because when it rains, it pours. And there's always a lot of shit that happens to happen all at one time, okay? Like, that's just how life works. When God wants you to make you strong, you really grow through what you go through, and it's like boom, 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 boom. It's like you gotta be Rocky Balboa a lot of times in your life, because you can definitely go through all that stuff all at one time. This is coming from experience, you guys. So it's just radical acceptance. You know what? Since I got into that and I said I know from experience, I'm gonna give you some true tea with what's up with what happened to me back in the day when I was in my 20s. You know, my background is I grew up hella ratchet, grew up super in a violent environment, hella poverty. My upbringing was very contrast. On one end, I had a really rich, luxe, beautiful, abundant life, spoiled. And then just the contrast, the stark contrast, high poverty, high violence, every single cycle of addiction you could ever think of. So the contrast in both homes was just hella crazy, bipolar. And that's a whole video. I can get into my childhood traumas and the balding, premature balding at 7 years old, bald patches all over my head, the starvation, everything that in and out of the hospital from the malnourishment in another video, okay? Let's not get into that right now. But radical acceptance. So I went through this hard time because we go through something called maturing, aka Saturn return, aka Creator really wants you to boss up, grow up. You ain't a little baby anymore. You are a grown woman. You are a grown social worker. You're a grown individual. Act like one. And guess what? Because you are at this pinnacle age and stage in your life, for the next journey moving forward, we have to boss you up. No more naive, no more bubbly in the air. We need to boss you up. The way Creator bosses you up, especially when you pray, God, can I become richer? Can I get these awesomer opportunities? God, can I get that job? Can I get, before you get all these beautiful, gorgeous blessings, Creator needs to make sure that you're in that ballpark with those kind of blessings. If you're even tangibly equal with these kind of opportunities and blessings? Do you have what it takes? Do you have the wisdom, the wherewithal? So when you ask for your world to open up and all these opportunities, Creator God is going to blast you with a whole bunch of tests that come in the form of friends stabbing you in the back, getting fired from your job, a DUI, 5 federal charges, just things like that, you guys. Like, so I'm not going to get into it. I was going to get into my whole story, what happened to me, but I'm not going to. That'll be another video. There's so many times in my life where it was all at one time. And now at this point in my life, I'm a pro. I'm just like, do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? Radical acceptance. So the one key to happiness, the biggest key to happiness, the first point of the 7 is radical acceptance. So your car just broke down. You just got fired from your job. You don't know what the F to do. You just broke up with your boyfriend, your girlfriend. So you're just like, hey, how do I make it through this? Like, I just literally got dragged through the dirt and the mud, like picked up, slapped around, and told go. So I'm walking all beat up and dirty. I don't know what. So what you gotta do is you gotta accept the situation for what it is. You can't be like, oh, shoulda, woulda, coulda, if I had my vehicle. Oh, you know, you cry really lots, be frustrated. Yes, honor your feelings because it's painful. Honor those feelings. It's frustrating. I'm mad. I'm sad. I'm angry. Cry really lots and be mad at God. It's okay. It's okay to be frustrated and mad at God. Jesus was mad at God before his crucifixion. Remember? Remember Jesus was praying at the rock saying, God, please take this from me. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. No, crying, begging, mad, frustrated, angry. It's okay. You're valid to feel those feelings. Sometimes you just don't want to be here. You don't want to be yourself in your body. So definitely radical acceptance. Yeah, I really got to sit down and be like, all right, there's no going back. I need to let my car go. There's too much damage. I'm wheelless. All right, I can take the bus. I can find a transit. I can do SkyTrain. That's the first solution, and I accept that. That's okay. I'm gonna have to fucking footmobile it. Okay, I'm okay with that. Second, I just lost my job. Let's get on Indeed.com today. I have to start a new whole entire job, making friends, new environment. I accept that. Okay, there's no going back to that job, and I'm okay with that. That's okay. I accept. Okay, I just broke up with that guy or that girl, but she wasn't even like reciprocating. She wasn't really giving me the love that I gave her. So like, I accept it and it's okay. Whew. All right, I accept all this. Out with the old, in with the new. Like, easier said than done, right? But you gotta have radical acceptance of the situation, see it for exactly what it is, and accept it. You gotta accept the situation, you guys, because that's when that point of radical acceptance happens. That's when radical transformation takes over. That's when you finally accept it. It's like, dang, okay, all right, here we go. Here I go again on my own. So, oh man, I had a point. Radical acceptance, transformation central. Yeah, so when all of that happens, you guys, remember, the longer that you don't accept that your car is broken down and you're never gonna have a vehicle again, or you got a DUI and you lost your license, the longer that you don't accept that, the more painful it is. Remember, resistance to what is, resistance to the situation, to the reality, resistance, you guys, is what creates pain. What you resist persists. So if you're in denial about you just lost your car, your girlfriend left you, she ain't coming back, and you just lost your job all at the same time in 2 weeks, and you're resisting saying, no, I'm gonna go back to my job. It's gonna still be there. They're gonna take me back. My girlfriend's gonna take me back. I'm gonna go there every single day, and I'm just gonna be a desperado and knock on the door, probably get a restraining order, you know what I mean? And also when it comes to your vehicle, well, I can just like sell my ass like to 5 big fat chicks. Just kidding. I can sell my ass like to 5 people on Craigslist and pay for the, you know, those extreme thoughts of resistance, you guys, that's what really makes it more painful. What you resist persists. Just have radical acceptance and be like, all right, I'm cool with taking the SkyTrain, saving gas. I'm cool with having a new job because the old job was not serving me anymore. And usually when things don't serve you guys and Creator keeps dropping a bunch of hints, like keeps dropping hints, keeps dropping subtle hints to you to get the F out of that workplace, and you're not taking it, something brutal, like a brutal ass Judas moment will happen to fucking throw you out of that workplace, to throw you out of that relationship. If you don't get the subtle hints getting up to the climax of the destruction and the ending, let it be known, Creator will effing make sure that there's a huge painful tower moment to end that. And you know, you should have took the hints before coming, the subtle hints of pain coming into the final destination. I'm sounding like Jason Bourne up in this bitch, the final destination. But yeah, so radical acceptance of the whole entire painful situation, spiritual awakening into the next level. Because it is like, I always look at spiritual awakening as Dragon Ball Z going into Super Saiyan, then another Super Saiyan. I always look at spiritual evolution as like that, you know what I mean? You always come out stronger, better, hotter, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a beautiful journey, you guys, as painful as it is at the time and you want to die. Acceptance of the whole situation. Just breathe in, breathe out, and say, ancestors and Creator God, please help me to accept the situation for what it is and accept these endings and move forward with faith and grace. Every single trials and tribulations that happen in our life, you guys, the key to it is radical acceptance and moving through every trial and tribulation with faith and grace. With faith and grace. God's got me. God's got me. Always go with the flow, okay? Because if you don't go with the flow, if you don't tap into your feminine faith and grace energy, you guys, you will be dragged. Let go or be dragged, okay? I know the saying, let go and let God, but literally, you have no motherfucking choice at this point. You have no choice. You gotta let go or be dragged, okay? So you got some gangster ass ancestors up there that are like, let go, ho. Trying to help you here, you know what I mean? Our ancestors keep the same personality. Just so y'all know, they keep the exact same personalities up in heaven. So if you had a grouchy ass uncle, grouchy auntie, they still keep the same personalities. Goofy ass auntie, she keeps the same personalities. Not everyone's heaven. People got to stop with the heavens all harps and hallelujah and just angels harping around all day. No, they play poker up there. They play hockey, track and field. There's events, there's choirs, everything, you guys. There's twin flames that have cottages by the oceans. Like, it's literally home. That's our home. This is just a temporary drop in the bucket of eternity that we really just came to level up like a Super Saiyan, okay? So these hard times, the more faith and grace you know and you go through these trials and tribulations, the happier you'll be. You know what I mean? God's got you. You made it this far. Which leads me to the second point. Once you let go and you let God, once you radically accept any kind of situation, how to happy, the second point, the second hugest point, if you know me, the second hugest point to how to happy is get the fuck outside, go run, go walk. As soon as you wake up, a lot of my clients ask me, a lot of people I work with ask me, how the F have you been on your own, so gorgeous, so beautiful for so long? You know, I had to add that in there. And so happy and healthy for so long. And I always say, I honestly get up, I do this is the ritual I've been doing for 8 years. But my dad, my father, my birth father, actually, he was a single father. He actually got me into journal writing when I was little. So I had a journal since I was 8 or 7 years old. My dad journaled every single day. His last journal entry was Cherish and Ken are in Calgary, they're doing good, ... And then he had a heart attack in my front yard, in my childhood yard, in my car, and then he went to heaven. But anyway, so I was like the fucking third time. Like, honestly, the first 2 times he was trying to go because he's seen God and heaven and our ancestors, and we're all Cree and we're all having our buffalo skins on and shit. My dad would be 80 years old if he lived today. And so me and my dad, of course, First Nations, hella spiritual, right? Anyway, so okay, where was I here? Working out. So as soon as I wake up in the morning, I journal. Like, I thank God, and I've been doing this intimate conversation with Source God for like my whole life. Like, I've been journaling my whole life. It's just information. It's just journaling it's just so, makes me so happy. So it's been something. So I don't go into any social media, any kind of emails, nothing. I don't answer for an hour and a half. Do my yoga, my upside down, my downwards doggy, everything. You got to make sure you go upside down, y'all, because blood needs to flow all over your body, but blood needs to flow to your head. You got to be upside down at least once a day, because honestly, for 40 seconds, because if you need blood to flow all over your body, downward doggy, yoga is so important, you guys. We're an electric neuron rod straight to source God. The best way to get our neurons around our body is yoga, moving, endorphins. So that's the huge second point. I don't know if I said that in the beginning. Did I say that in the point too? You're like, bitch, get to it. Cough it out. What? Just get to it. It's endorphins. It's working out. So whether you love to do like walking, running, I had this batshit crazy coworker before who would take she had this sport where it's like you take a compass and you run through the bushes like really fast, just going anywhere. And I was like, that's a sport? And she's like, yeah. And she's from like I don't know, one of those East Coast places, Newfoundland or some shit. So crazy ass Newfie sport, but do whatever makes you happy. Swimming, MMA, just gymming, lifting, cardio, running. You got to do that as soon as you wake up. So as soon as I'm done my journaling, I really just get the hell out and I just run. I'm always in like, live by trails, like I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Vancouver, which is the Miami of Canada, which is known for its beautiful outdoors. And it's just such a high money can't buy. The grandfathers surround us, AKA the mountains. My people call the mountains the grandfathers because they're older than us and they know more than us. We honor the grandfathers in our ceremonies and everything. So definitely it's medicine, being outside. So as soon as you can, second key to happiness. I don't give a F if you're in isolation or you're like, oh, I don't want my neighbors to see me. I actually seen that. I don't care if you're mother effing, you get outside. I don't care if you and your neighbors got beef and they're like, oh, look at this big bitch trying to walk past and act cool. Who cares? We all scrap it out with our neighbors all the time. I know growing up, we all scrapped it out with our neighbors all the time. It was normal. Who cares? Go walking, go biking, do what you gotta do, work out in your front yard, do kung fu in the front yard, you know what I mean? Like, do what you gotta do, you guys. But I need you to get number 2, key to happiness, get those endorphins, get that blood rushing, work out. You gotta work out. Our ancestors did not sit on their asses 24/7, 365, okay? Plus, they give you a high money cannot buy. Endorphins give you such a high, you guys, money can't buy. And people are like, how do you get your ass to the gym all the time? You're so disciplined. You think that I'm not a normal human being? I have to drag my ass to the gym a lot of times. And then I have to force myself. But once I get my pre-workout in, my creatine, once I put my earbuds on and shit like that, and I put on my favorite music, it's like, whoo, ooh. Okay, the one that I really like right now, the pump up song I'm really liking right now is Let's Get Married remix, okay? First of all, I know I'm not gonna butcher because I was singing all morning and I can't even sing right now. So yeah, you gotta get those endorphins pumping, your heart pumping, run on the treadmill until you fall down. Like, I'm serious, because it gets your heart pumping and it's a high money can't buy. You go in walking like, fuck my life, I don't wanna be here. And you walk out feeling like, yes, I'm Wonder Woman. I can fucking like score you, and fuck your dad. You know what I mean? Like, you honestly come out feeling like hella confident. Like, you're just like, yes, you know what I mean? So endorphins. I don't care how much you have to drag your ass out to the gym, you gotta do it. I force myself all the time and I go 4 times a week. I work out 5 days a week. And like I said, it's the money, it's the high money, it's the money high can't buy. High money can't buy. Okay, third point to how to happy. Say you just had like a poopy day. People were not so nice to you and you had to walk away and you're like, oh, I'm so nice and kind-hearted. I'm literally a Care Bear. Oh. and they kind of you know, rain on your beautiful parade. Don't let people rain on your parade, you guys. When people are grouchy, that's them. Like, it has nothing to do with you. You're so perfect and beautiful and gorgeous the way you are. Don't internalize other people's like meanness, okay? Because you don't deserve that. Don't let them take your beautiful shine away. All right, always put love on any situation, because love is the strongest frequency in the world, and love trumps anything and everything. You know what I mean? So with that, 1, 2, 3, third point of what makes you so effing happy in this life is laughter. Laughter, you guys, y'all, laughter, I cannot even begin to say how laughter has healed my life since I was little. Growing up in such a traumatic ass home where I'm so desensitized to all things violent in my life now, which is a gift. I see it as a gift. But now, like, I just laugh through everything. Like, it's obviously it's a survival mechanism I had to utilize. I couldn't take shit serious, you know what I mean? In order to live, I had to laugh through everything, because you have to make jokes of shit, almost dying, guy getting, I'm gonna get extreme here. I could get extreme with what we make jokes of and shit. My humor is hella dark because I had to go through things and I had to laugh. And guess what? Laughter is medicine. Any situation you're in, any bad day, someone cut you off at work, you got fired from your job, your boyfriend dumped you, yo, you can just make it through anything. You just got diagnosed with some kind of health problem that's just super crazy. You can heal and make it through anything in life, you guys. Like, with laughter. Medicine. Laughter is medicine, okay? Laughter is medicine, you guys. That's the one thing in this life that God encourages, because it brings you to the present moment. You could be in a shitty time, having a shitty day, crying to your 2 best friends, but yo, laughter will whip you back into the present moment. And laughter is the one thing that whips you. That's why it makes you feel so good, because all the worries fade away from your auric field, your body, your mind, everything, and brings you to the present where you're laughing and you can't stop fucking laughing, okay? And that is the one feeling every time people are like, what makes you the happiest in the world? I always say laughing till I pee myself. So anything comedian, anything that, like, where I have to jump off a mountain, any kind of adrenaline thing, or where we have to push each other off a mountain, you know, stuff like that. Like, that's what makes me so, like, goofing around, laughing with my friends. That's what makes me so happy, is laughing till we cry, till I, you know, like, that's what it brings you. It's medicine. It makes you in the present, you guys. So that's the third thing that really helps you happy. So I don't care if you have to watch all the Adam Sandler shows, watch all the Adam Sandler movies from back in the day, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, 50 First Dates, Wedding Singer. Watch all the Adam Sandler stuff. Watch Aries Spears stand-up comedy. If you have dark humor, watch Aries Spears, because all the modern comedians took from Aries Spears. Watch old Dave Chappelle before he got cloned. The old Dave Chappelle before he got cloned, because we all know he's a clone. And yeah, you gotta watch comedy stuff every day, all day, for like 4 or 5 days when you're going through your depression and shit. Be laughing in your bed, at least to yourself, cackling around, you know what I mean? Because it does heal, you guys. And God is with you when you laugh, because that's one of the things I channeled before that was like intuitively boom, is laughter's medicine. So please do it, okay? Tell me if I get to any of this, lips still on my bottom chin. I always, people with big ass lips, y'all know that whenever we put lip oil, it always goes on the bottom chin. That's why when you're out eating with your date, you don't wear like lipstick, because you'll have it all over your chin. And it's like they're too kind to say anything. Like, why the fuck? Just say. That's like the #1 rule of life. Or when you have lipstick on your teeth, boogers coming out, flakes, you gotta say shit. Like, what? You ain't my homie if we're out in public at an event and you see me like that and you just let me go gallivant around. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with you? Fucking Judas. Okay, so the fourth thing of how to happy is inner work. Okay? Inner work. And this is one of my favorite things to do. I'm not gonna lie. As of late, I went into this brutal spiritual awakening. As usual, it's not like every spiritual awakening is pretty, but I went through the spiritual awakening, one of the biggest of all time, you know what I mean, in Cherish's time. And yeah, so I was in the spiritual awakening and I was just like, fuck, I am so happy. You got to change. Okay, inner work is when you go through this brutal spiritual awakening and all these things happen all at the same time. Like someone, like, hey, this is the fourth point. I'm gonna give you an example here. So you could have just not got accepted into the dream team that you wanted to get accepted at. Your scholarship never probably fell through. You probably didn't get accepted to the college that you wanted to get accepted. You maybe didn't get the house you wanted. Maybe your worst enemy just took your job from betraying you. Something really brutal, you know what I mean? So you go into this cocoon period where you're laying in bed sad for a couple days. So how to happy from something like that is do the inner work. Maybe you don't even know why you feel sad. Maybe you're going through this sad depression and people are like, yo, you seem blue. And it's just like, why are you so blue? So, like, you're usually radiant and sunny. It's like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just depressed. That's when you got it. That's when the inner work's really important. People are like, sometimes I have clients that don't know why they're depressed, why they feel the way they're doing. It's always trauma, childhood, past life related, okay? Sometimes they don't remember childhood trauma that did happen to them in this lifetime when they were kids that directly correlates with them now. Because we carry trauma in our auric field, unconsciously, subconsciously. Sometimes when we're in past lives and we experience trauma, somebody dies at the age of 22 that was close to us in past lives and we never healed from that, and we reincarnate as Cherish. You know, in my past life, I was like an Irish guy living in Toronto. I was a fucking criminal bootlegger. I go back and forth from Chicago. I was part of that whole gang of those bootleggers in Chicago, you know what I mean? So that was me in my past life. A white Irish bootlegging guy, and then in this lifetime I'm this Native American woman in buttfuck nowhere growing up. You know how, isn't the contrast funny as F? It's so funny. Creator's so ironic, you know what I mean? I go into so many of my past lives and they fuck me up. You know what I mean? I've been getting these regression since I was a little girl. I'm clairaudient, clairvoyant, so I see flashes of things before they happen. I hear things. It got so bad when I was 21 years old. I was like, they'd fucking wake me up when I was a kid. I'd see them when I was a kid. It got so bad when I was 21 years old, I shut her down. I was like, hey, I can't do this no more. This old bitch, just kidding, but this old ghost lady was being really scaring the shit out of me. She was like too on me. She was like, boom. This one time, finally, she walked through me and she was talking. And I was like, hey, I'm done. And I asked God, please, 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 please don't come to me, because they were scaring me. Don't show me this stuff. So I prayed to God and I shut her down for like 10 years. And then when my dad passed away, right, and I knew I see spirits. So I told my dad as soon as he passed, I was like, don't you ever come fucking visit me, because I was scared. You gotta have compassion for me. Feel sorry for me. I was scared. And I remember I was too scared to go to our childhood home. When my older brother Tyson was trying to force me to go home, and he's like, come home, come home, come home. Even now today, he's like, come home, come home, come home. And I'm every week, and I'm like, I love you, but I can't. Here's $20. Go get yourself AWWW. Like, I don't want to go home. Ever since my dad passed away, because he's my home. He was my son in my past lifetime. If you guys have been watching my channel for quite some time, me and my dad, he's been my son in multiple lifetimes. And we've always been repeating lives with one another. Anyway, so, right after he passed away, my brother was like, come home. And I was like, no, I'm too scared. And my older brother, what the fuck are you scared of? That dad's gonna pop out of a closet and fucking scare you? And I was like, I didn't want to say, well, kinda, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I was already batshit crazy. I was always an outcast. I never fit in my whole entire life. And that's a gift, because why fit in when you were born to stand out? I'm of the world. I'm a citizen, extraterrestrial of the world, starseed, okay? It's okay to not fit in. So, what happened with that, you guys, is just a whole bunch of like the inner work that came with it. So I really had to embrace these times when I would go through spiritual awakenings and I would be depressed and sad. And you really gotta, people are like, well, how could I heal that when I'm depressed and sad and I don't even know why I am? It would really help to talk to somebody like me. You can book a session with me down there. Not trying to plug, but plug in. And you can talk to somebody, a professional past past life regressionist that can really take you through something like that with my partner Joel. You could, and just free pro bono, the number one thing to do when you are doing a lot of your inner work and you don't know where the ghost pains are coming from, we call them ghost pains because also health-wise, you can be getting ghost pain on your back, and the doctors, you went to 6 different doctors and the doctors are like, there's no pain there. I don't know why you're tripping, there's no pain there. It could be a scar from multiple lifetimes where you got stabbed in the same place, hit in the same place, fell on the same place. Like, it's ghost pain, so it'll kick in at certain ages that you died in your past lives, okay? So ghost pains do exist. You gotta clear it. You gotta ask, this is how you clear any kind of ghost pains from the past, any kind of unknown depression symptoms that you are feeling, any kind of, you don't even know why you're sad. You really got to take the time to do the inner work. This is why I'm telling you, y'all, you got to make sure your bed's cozy. You got to have at least 20 pillows in your bed, because that's where your therapy sessions are going to be, is in your bed. I preach this to my clients all the time. Make sure you have at least 10 plush pillows in your bed. If you sleep with your partner, he's just gonna have to get used to it, because that bed is where you spend half of your time in this lifetime. And also, it's your therapy place for yourself. You're gonna be laying in bed a lot, and you're gonna be talking to God a lot, being, please point me to the point of entry of why I'm depressed. Please, God, show me why I am sad. Please show me. And guess what? In synchronicities, signals, strangers, people, TV programs, your dreams, they will show you the point of entry of why you are feeling the way you are feeling. I swear to God. You gotta ask Creator God and the ancestors, could you please show me why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling? I don't even know why. Why am I being mean to my spouse? Why am I being so mean to my kids? Can you please show me why? Like, why? And I want you to cry. You gotta make the biggest therapy sessions y'all are ever gonna have is not in no therapy booth, not Skyping with me. It's gonna be in bed. It's going to be in your bed, you guys. Because why? Because you are your own Buddha. Nobody outside of you can teach you as much as your higher self. You are Source God in the flesh. You are just as equal as anybody in this world. I don't care if you're a billionaire, homeless, they're the same. They're still a piece of God. So the biggest teachings, the biggest morals of the stories in your guys' hard times is yourself coming to a realization of, oh, that's what's up. Oh, radical acceptance of, oh, because when I was a child, I had abandonment issues that I wasn't even aware of. Oh, because when I was a child, I got kicked in the chest and I was so young and I didn't even remember. That's why at this age I have ghost pains in my chest. Plus, in a past lifetime, I was shot in the chest. So chest-related issues are a lot, because I had this one client who was in one lifetime shot in the chest from a stranger in a back alley, died. Another time was a lumberjack, and a lumber boom came and hit the chest, and he died twice by chest. So in this life, he was getting chest pains at age 40 because it was just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die, or he's ghost pains, memories, the cell memories come up from different lives, getting prepared to die, get prepared to die, you know, because it's memories, the soul memory. So you gotta clear the soul memory with this life and past lives, okay? And that's where God, your relationship with God has to be strong and solid, you guys, because that's the most intimate relationship you're gonna have on this journey called life. So you really gotta just ask God, like, please show me the point of entry of this pain. Please show me the point of entry of where this pain's coming from, how I can heal it, and where we can go from here. Show me. I am open. I am receptive. That's why also silence is key, and a lot of alone time is key. So number 4, inner work, is probably the most important how to happy time, because you're shadow boxing with your ghosts and you're really cultivating that union with yourself. And you're really getting down to the nitty-gritty of, why do I feel this way? You really have to build an intimate relationship with yourself. You can't suppress that pain and that long depression within yourself. You can't fill that void within yourself with sex, food, alcohol, drugs, weed, shrooms. You got to really take the time to be sober and heal and feel it 100% to heal what's real. You really got to do that inner work, the childhood trauma, the abandonment, clear these blocks. Because clearing those blocks of depression and sadness within yourself will also make way for true loving relationships, true high frequency, high value friendships, true opportunities in life, you guys. Clear those blocks. point number 5. Okay, this is point number 5. You gotta brainwash yourself. So if you're going through this deep depression, deep sadness, you gotta be like, you know what? I'm so happy that I get to spend this time with myself to do inner work. Because the more that I clear blocks, the more money comes in, the more better relationships come in. Because when we hold resentment and pain in our auric field, you guys, it blocks beautiful things to come in because you're carrying these old auric pains in your field. So it really does block out healthy relationships, unconditional loving opportunities. Every kind of abundance that God wants to give you, Creator wants to give you, will be blocked because you're holding on to old resentments, old memories, old pain that you haven't forgave and let go. And a lot of people will run from those memories because they're painful as F, but they're ongoing. And onion goes in layers. And I do inner work all the fucking time. It's a continuous thing because guess what? Inner work is the relationship you have with yourself, okay? And it's continuous for the rest of your life. It's the story you tell yourself. So you got to really brainwash yourself going through these hard times. You got to be like, instead of being a victim mode, like saying, oh, I'm going through such a hard time. How to happy, you got to be like, I cherish this time because I'm getting wiser. I'm getting stronger. Your girl's a warrior. I made it through worst and I'm gaining lessons. Thank you for that lesson. I didn't know that. Thank you for that lesson. I didn't know that. Thank you for that lesson. I'm happy for this alone time. I'm happy for the inner work because guess what? It means I'm coming out of this more money, more stronger, more wise. I'm so happy I'm going through this isolation period, sad bitch period, because I'm going to come out stronger, wiser, and richer. Okay? You gotta really like brainwash yourself, you guys. I'm telling you, the way we talk to ourselves is the #1 most important conversation you will ever have in this life. So okay, y'all know my gift. I attract a lot of opportunities in my life. And it's because of the conversation I have with myself. It's like, I always attract opportunities in my life. It's just how it goes. It's just natural. I can get any man I want. You know what I mean? And it just happens. Why? Because it's an inner knowing. I'm rich. I always have money. I always have money. I always have money. It's just a knowing. It's like, you have to be in that energy of brainwashing yourself and knowing. You got to say affirmations every day. The #1 most important things of law of attraction, yes, law of attraction, your vision boards, your thanking God ahead of the time for the gifts and abundance ready to come in. 50% of that, y'all, is deserving. Worthiness. Are you even deserving and worthy for these gifts to come in, for that money to come in, to that man to marry you? So that's 50% of it. And that's a lot of, I noticed a lot of what people do not talk about, which is the most important work that you need to do, how to happy. You got to be deserving. You got to be in the presence of worthiness, because when it comes in, baby, you're going to do success sabotage. You're going to do achievement sabotage, because once you get what you want, you're going to sabotage in some way, shape, or form, because you will have an inner feeling of, I'm not worthy. You will feel like a fraud. You will feel like you don't deserve it. That inner child that got told from their mother, parents, teachers, bullies, you're just a piece of shit. You're not worth it. You're a loser. You're a loser. You gotta rewire your brain, brainwash yourself and say, I'm a winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'm strong. I'm a boss ass B. I'm a rich mother. I got this. I am deserving of this beautiful man who owns all these estates and travels the world and is a CEO. I deserve that. I'm worthy of that life. I'm worthy of that opportunity. I'm worthy of running that company. I'm worthy of running all this team. Like, you gotta, the number 50% of the opportunity, of the affirmation, of the dream comes to life, you guys, is worthiness and deservingness. That is, if anything, the #1 thing that people don't talk about that needs to be the #1 most important thing, is knowing you're worthy and deserving of these blessings, or else you're going to do success sabotage, mess it up in some way, shape, or form, because the inner child is not healed and you didn't brainwash yourself. So 50 times a day for the next month, I need you to say, I am deserving, I am worthy. I am deserving, I am worthy. And guess what's going to happen? God is going to send, say if it's a loving relationship, I am worthy and deserving of a really beautiful, healthy, successful, strong, big-dicked man. Okay? Say that's what you're thinking. And then what God will do is he'll send you 3 of your dusty exes from the past that was a really bad breakup to see if you really are, okay? To test you. That's what always happens, okay? So understand, 5th, happiness is you got to brainwash the F out of yourself. And make sure you say no to those exes that come in, because that's God's test. So you got to really smile to the big guy, the big mom, the yin and the yang, and be like, dang, almost got me there, but I'm stronger than yesterday. Now ain't nothing but a mile away. Britney Spears. 6th point to happiness. 6 points, okay? So 6. 6 points to happiness. The number one most important thing in life, you guys, the law of the universe, the law of creator, thankfulness and gratefulness. You know what lights creator source up so beautiful, Kichimantu, so beautiful? My language, Kichimantu, which means great creator, is thankfulness and gratefulness. So if you woke up in a healthy room, if you woke up on a bed with no strangers, you know, around you trying to have their way with you, if you just have running water that's clean, you don't have to boil it, like 65% of reservations in North America. If you can actually drink your tap water, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for the tap water. Thank you for the healthy tap water. Thank you for my loving neighborhood. Thank you for my excellent health. Thank you for my cat who just listens to my sad ass stories 24/7 and doesn't leave me. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for all the beautiful, thank you for my one friend on the internet. Out of all the world, I have one friend on the internet. I have a client. She's like, I only have one friend and he's fake. He's on the internet. I'm like, yo, that's one friend. That's a beautiful friend. It's quality over quantity. You don't want like 20 friends. That's just like, we ain't in elementary school. Quality over quantity, okay? Because you do attract, you are the 4 people that you hang out with the most, okay? So you always want to keep your tribe high, your soul tribe high. So definitely thankfulness. Like I told you earlier in the video with the thankful journal, the gratitude journal, I journal every single day. It's my intimate time with Source God. We chop it up in that journal. I go through journals like crazy, like wildfire, just like a wildfire. You're running all over town. But yeah, so thankfulness, gratefulness. Have a thankful journey. Have a grateful journal, thankful journal. Have a separate calendar where you keep track of how many times a week you did yoga. If you did a calorie deficit that you're proud of, because it's really important to monitor what you eat and to fast. Because a vegan, beautiful, whole vegan, you don't even need caffeine when you're vegan because you're so high energy. So definitely, y'all, thankful, grateful. Thank you, God, for us living in a safe neighborhood. Thank you for my friends, my family. Thank you for my one friend who G's me up. Thank you for this new job. Thank you for helping me get out of that toxic relationship. Thank you for my brown skin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So that's the #1 rule of the land, you guys. If you're in a dark space, you got to switch your thoughts up. You got to switch your thoughts up. It's your job. Nobody outside of you can make you happy. You are responsible for your happiness. Nobody outside of you is responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your happiness. Not your boyfriend, not that new guy on Tinder you're trying to score, not your friends, not your mother and your father and your kids. Nobody is responsible for you to be happy and to fill that void in your heart. That is your job, to fill your void with yourself. You have to every day cultivate a friendship with yourself. You got to sit with yourself and ask, what makes me happy? What makes me happy? What lights my heart on fire? What makes me passionate? And do that as much as possible, you guys, okay? Thankful and gratefulness. Thank you, God, for my crazy ass friend who honestly drops me off random candies even though I'm trying to lose weight. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's the key to life, okay? Through the hard times, through the ups and the downs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, at least you got to learn to say, once you get into a motor accident or some kind of crazy thing, well, at least, you know, you got to be optimistic. And if your friends and family are like, damn, bitch, you're killing me with the optimistic, fuck you. I work so hard, like, to be at this level. Sometimes, you know, when you're forced to be around people you don't want to be around. They're such Debbie Downers. Still be that shining, radiant self. Don't let no mother effers rain on your parade ever. You do not walk on eggshells around people. They walk on eggshells around you, but they shouldn't, because you're not abusive or controlling. You're a loving person, and all you do is radiate love, okay? So always be thankful and grateful, and always stand in who you are. Don't dim your sparkle for nobody, and shine your light to the world, because the world needs more love and more positive star seeds, okay? I love you so much, and I'll see you next time on Beautiful Love Channel.